Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. I can't believe, I can't believe how the day is going. So, welcome to the show. Welcome to Get Rich 101. I'm your host. I'm Sekou Wrights, and I'm the author of this book, Hack Your Pain Now. Hack Your Pain Now. If you don't have it yet, please get it. Please check it out. So, let me explain what's happening. What's happening? So, I did good. I've done good. Well, all right. I guess I'll do it. I'll do it in that order. I've done good in keeping up on the schedule. I've been good at keeping up, getting up in the morning, getting out, running, and being presentable for the show here. I've done good. I've done good. I've done good. But yesterday, I barely made it out of here to go to church. And I went to church, and then I was like, you know, it takes so much of the day. It takes so much of the day. So by the time got home, I was like, oh man, I didn't want to do it. I did not want to do it. And so what I did was put on some food and said I can't eat before I run because that'd be too heavy. So I put on some food on the oven and said I'm gonna run while it's cooking. So I had to run, and they kept my pacing up, right? But still, it was off on the on my equilibrium. I got in, I ate my food, and so there was that. But that one day of throwing my schedule off, it threw it off. So today I was like, I think I'm gonna rest a little while. I'm think I'm gonna chill a little while, and and I started doing things. Watch something on Netflix. I can't believe I put on Netflix. I watched something on Netflix this morning. I was like, la 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 la, la dee la da, and then and then BK was talking about, "Are you not going live?" And I was like, "Going live? Of course I'm going live." And I was like, "Oh no, oh no." I've got no excuse. I've got no excuse. I've got no excuse for why I started the show late. Just other than I did not follow my schedule. I did not follow my schedule because I didn't feel like it, and that threw everything off. And so I have to keep that in mind. I have to keep that in mind. Even when you don't feel like keeping on the hard go, even when you don't feel like it, you're not feeling like it is it's gonna work is gonna cost you more. Did I get that right? It's gonna cost you more, right? Because it's already cost me. So anyway, I'm gonna have to get up. I'm gonna have to get up. I'm gonna have to listen to Reverend Mel while I run, and I'm gonna have to get it done. I got to get it done because I can already tell that I'm not doing it in the morning. Oh, and I got to do my daily my daily hustle. See, I should have just done it. I should have done it. So that's a note for me and for you. Even when you've got something hard to do it. Like when you've got something hard to do, just do it, because when you don't do it, when you give yourself excuses, everything else falls into fray. If all these other things fall into fray that you wouldn't expect to fall into fray. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get it together. I'm gonna have to get it together. All right. So so uh well I'm sorry you're hearing my phone ring. So well, I guess I will continue from there. Let's see. I went to church yesterday. I went I took the Metro North up to Pelham, and then I got picked up by Reverend Mel, and it was raining so badly. It was raining so badly that she had me drive. Now, and that was fine. That was fine. That's fine. But it's a perishable skill, but it's something. Uh, I just had to focus more. I think I have to focus more than I did before. Because when I started driving again after my stroke, I was like, "Ooh!" I mean, it was rough. It was rough. It was rough. And the hardest thing was, the hardest thing still is to be aware of the road. Like, be aware of the road. Because in the beginning, I used to be like to have the quiet and focused and no distractions of any kind. Because my mind, my mind would look at everything, be like, oh look, squirrel, squirrel, a squirrel, a squirrel, and I'd be like, come on, man, focus, 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 and my mind would look at the trees and the brat and the squirrels and the everything, and I had to really focus. I had to really work on myself to focus on what's ahead of me. So anyway, I drove through the rain, and she said there were areas that she would put over. She would have pulled over and waited for it to clear up. So that made me feel great. That made me feel great that I could drive through these patches of heavy rain and get there and stay focused. And so that made me feel really great. Now, now I said that one, said that really made me feel great because this one did not make me feel so good. So I was trying to figure out how I was going to get to her, right? I just said I took Metro North to Pelham. I said easy, right? I said easy. It was not easy. It was not easy because you would expect it to be easy. I've done this a million times now. It was expected to be easy, but I started looking up the railroad for Long Island Railroad. Long Island Railroad, like, what are you doing? And I never had the what are you doing? I looked it up. I was like, Long Island Railroad. Why aren't the names of the stations the same? Long Island Railroad, for those of you that don't know, follows the Long Island, follows Long Island all the way out. And while I was going up, I was going up, Metro North, right? But I could not conceive of me traveling Metro North. I just assumed I was traveling Long Island East. Of all things, of all things. Yesterday, this was yesterday. I was thinking Long Island Railroad. Why can't I find the right place? So I had to text Mel and ask her. So where do I go again? And Pelham. I had to look it up. I had to look it up. Like Pelham, you know, Reverend Mel has been living at Pelham Station for all this time, and I could not think of it. I had to look. How did I find it? I found it by by googling a a what's it called, a stop that I was familiar with. That's how I did. I googled a stop that I was familiar with, and then was like, okay, so maybe that one, and then this one, then this one, then Pelham, Pelham. I was like, yes, Pelham. So it was this long, drawn out procedure, something that should have been light. Should have been light. Should be easy. Yeah, I see you at the 8:30, whatever. Uh, and excuse me. And so that was hard for me. That was hard for me because there are things that I should know off the back of my hand, right? Like, what stop are you going to? Pelham. What time are you going? 8:30, 8:40, right? Just basic things, basic things. So anyway, I I I give myself over to the fact that I did well driving. I did well driving. I did well driving. So I'm holding that on. And I'm letting you know that things are still affecting me. Things are still affecting me. Yeah, things are still affecting me. And people keep thinking I look the same, I'm dressed the same, I must be the same. But it's not really the same. Like, I had to, oh, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I had to look it up on Google to find out what the stop is. And I was looking for Long Island Railroad, which is a completely wrong railroad. So anyway, I made it, and I drove, and I believe I encouraged Rev Mel. I gave her some enthusiasm for riding back, for driving back, And yeah, and so there was that. Now, also, that's the end of that story. I also want to tell you this. So this happened. So I went to the church, as I mentioned, and there are some chances to participate at this church. This is there are multiple opportunities to participate, right? And I was like, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna chill. And then Chris, the associate minister, mentioned me because she mentioned my class. I was like, oh, you gotta say something now, Sekou. You gotta say something now, right? So she's mentioned my class. My class is five big money tips. 5 big money tips. So that was last Wednesday and this coming Wednesday. And she mentioned it. And I was like, oh man, I gotta give it some extra oomph. So I did. I was the very last person to speak. After there's 2 opportunities to speak. I missed the first one. And the second one, I waited till last minute, and I was like, just stand up. Just stand up. So I just stood up, and Mike came around to me, and I said my little thing, said my little piece, and then the the pastor came up behind me, like right behind me, like right here on my shoulder. I was like, what's happening? He's like, and he starts pushing me forward. And I was like, what's happening? He pushes me forward to the middle of the whole arrangement. And I was like, oh, now I feel like, like I should have some some um some witty repartee or something. Because I was done. When he pushed me out there, he was pushing me out there to get me a better view from the people who were watching online and people were watching in space. Just give me a better view. But I was done. I was completely finished when he pushed me out there. I was like, and so Rev Mel said that I was given greater, what'd she say? Given greater opportunity, given a greater opportunity to speak. Because when he did that, I didn't know this, but I reached back for more of who I was and what I was doing there and why I was there and why I was doing money things and all that. And so I ended up speaking a few minutes because he pushed me out there. And this reminded me of something that happened to me earlier. Earlier, I had a TM that struck me. Now, my TM for those who don't know, TM is transcendental meditation. You are supposed to meditate on a specific phrase, a mantra, for 20 minutes, twice a day. Now, I've been failing on the second one. I've been pretty good on the first one, but failing on the second one. But anyway, I'm pretty good on the first one. So the first one, I had this epiphany that was strange to me. I was walking through this forest, and then there was this bush, and I pulled on the bush, and the bush took this whole area. This whole area came up with it, like it was. And maybe it should have come up like this much, but it came up like this, like this whole section, right? And I pulled it up, and then I was thinking, okay, what was that about? What I think it is now. Here we go. I'm gonna try to bring this full circle. What I think it is me pulling the road aside, pulling the branches aside, pulling the root aside for the universe, for God to show me how to go in terms of speaking engagements, and just really just decide, right? Just decide I am a motivational speaker and just own it. Just own it. Because that thing, that beautiful branch or whatever, pulled up so much more for me than I could have than I would expect to pull from just pulling the branch, right? The branch. But there was so much more there. there was so much more there, right? And so that's what happened. Like I went to just, get up and say something, but then everything happened for me. I got pushed out to the middle. I got, facing everyone, and I'm saying what's up to the people online and everything. And I was like, okay, now, so this is my point. This is my point. I still feel nervous about talking about money, right? Because who does this? Who does this? Who talks about money? No one. No one really talks about money. And my delving into money was really scarce. Like my commitment was a little bit scarce. And so I know I did a little bit of something in terms of thoughts about money beforehand, but after the stroke, it's been like it's like this has been like a very sharp trajectory. And I think it's because, well, I think it's because having a stroke without having benefits, without having health benefits, without having health benefits, I'm gonna say that one more time because someone always doesn't hear me. Without having health benefits, having a stroke meant that everything came to charge me for this, charge me for that, charge me for that, and there's just so much that I had to think about money in a different way because I could think about it the same way, but I was like, no, I've got to think about something bigger, bigger. And so because I've been thinking of something bigger, I've been thinking about ways that I can better talk to myself about money, right? And I've made some wonderful chances. Oh, wonderful chances. Yeah, wonderful chances, right? Because I've astounded myself because I've been right trying to figure it out, right? And I've shared some of these things with my mom, with Reverend Mel, and with B King, and just some people who are close to me, and they have been like, "Yo, this is amazing. You gotta tell the people." And I'm like, I don't really know, but this is the thing. The thing is, the Lord has given me this branch. Oh, no, excuse me. Sorry. So the Lord is giving me this branch, this bush, and telling me to pull it. And I pull it, and He's giving me all this stuff that comes along with the branch, that comes along with it, and He's giving me all this extra, and that's extra was shown to me at church because I was the only one who was pushed out to the middle. I was the only one, you know, and I need to get something quick and easy to have as a backup in my mind in case that happens to me again. But I won't miss it next time. I won't miss it next time. I'm going to be ready for that. Yeah. And so that's what I had to say. Now, mind you, this came together for me just now, which is why I love doing the show. Which I love doing the show. And I didn't want to do the show. I didn't want to do the show really, but I'm glad I did the show because it brought me together with all things, brought me all things together. So, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. All right, so, all right, let's see what else I got for me under the the comments. Let me check the comments. All right. Okay, Fee King. Fee King is my fiance. She's in Baltimore. She's supposed to be up last night, but something happened. Oh, there was a storm. The storm that drove through. Storm that drove through threw everything off. So hopefully she's coming today. Marlon Brando says he's nervous every time he hit the stage to perform play. You're not doing it right if you're not nervous. You got it tight. You got it right, babe. Yeah. 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 And that said, I accept that. And that said, I need more like I need mm, more practice of different things. Like this is what I say when I get pushed in front of a room, right? Because that's what just happened. Now I need to have a reaction to that. This is what I need to do if I'm ever pushed in front of a room again, right? I'm gonna have that, and I'm gonna have. This is what I do when I was speaking in front of Black Men Run, and this is when I have. Yeah, so I'm pulling more things together. Pulling more things together. All right, pulling up the rocks. Yes. Yes, T is writing the transcendental meditation. Yes, transcendental meditation. It's really great, great. It's really great for you. Let me tell you, I did my meditation 3 to 5 minutes. 3 to 5 minutes, maybe once or twice a week. And now I'm getting there. I was good for a while. I was good for a while. Beginning of the day and end of the day. And But even though even though I've gotten not as good as I was before, I'm doing so much more than what I was doing. Because I was doing 3 to 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, a minute, like very small amounts. I thought of five minutes is something huge, but now I'm doing 20 minutes like it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. So yeah, it it measures you. It measures your um, yeah. Uh, Yeah. So yeah, you know what I meant. You know what I meant. Anyway. All right. Repartee. What a word. Did I say that? Did I say that? All right. That's good. That's good. My vocabulary is coming back. My vocabulary is coming back. Um, you got up and spoke at church again. All right. Yeah. And a different church altogether because this is a church. And I mean, this was a big group. This was a big group because they had a very big choir there yesterday. And I was like, "Ooh, there's a lot of people." And I was sitting there up front. So when I got up and got pushed out in front of people, I was like, "Yo, there's a lot of people here." When I sat down, there was no one behind me. No one behind me, but they all came and filled in. So yeah, that was a big one. That was a big one. I spoke in front of a new church. New church. Okay. All right, folks. I gotta go. I gotta go because I got a late start, and it's time to go now. So remember that that. Oh, sorry, I did not do my daily my daily hustle. I will do that tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow. I'll talk about my daily hustle tomorrow, and that's me playing with the stocks. Playing with the stocks. All right. Yeah. So thank you for coming. Thank you for letting me clear myself in front of you. And remember that now is better than perfect. Now is better than perfect. Ashe. See you tomorrow.